The world champions, minutes from the most shocking upset in World Cup history against a nation of 500,000 people. Salah with an ice-cold Panenka to make history for Egypt. Colombia, ruthless. And the round of 16 is officially set. This is Pitchside FC. Pick a side start in Miami, at Hard Rock Stadium, where the reigning champions nearly authored the greatest upset ever against themselves. Argentina versus Cape Verde, an island nation smaller than Milwaukee, at their first ever World Cup, and they took Messi and company all the way to the brink. It started to script. The 29th minute, Lionel Messi finishes 1-0. And mark it down, that is his 20th career World Cup goal, extending his own all-time record. Moments after Cape Verde levelled the pressure, Messi went clean through, one-on-one, and the Blue Sharks made them pay. Diroy Duarte squeezing in the equaliser late in normal time. 1-1. Extra time against the champions of the world. Early in extra time, centre-back Lisandro Martinez blasts Argentina back in front. The 103rd minute, Sidney Lopez Cabral rifles in another equaliser. 2-2, and Cabral wasn't finished. A curling free kick forced a remarkable save from Emiliano Martinez. The 111th minute, Christian Romero rises, and the ball glances home off defender Dini Borges. Initially given to Romero, finally ruled an own goal. 3-2. The champions survive. Barely Cape Verde go home. They leave as the story of this World Cup, and every single one of them, from 40-year-old Vozinha outwards, leaves a hero, are an Egypt side that just made history of their own. In Texas, Egypt beat Australia on penalties, the first World Cup knockout victory in Egyptian history. 13 minutes in, a gorgeous cross from Karim Hafez, and Imam Ashua steals in behind to power a header into the bottom corner. His second goal of the tournament. The Australian defence never saw him coming, and keeper Patrick Beach had absolutely no chance. Ashua couldn't stop smiling. Minutes later, the cameras found him still grinning at the fact he'd scored in a World Cup knockout. And Egypt should have had more. Omar Marmoush came within inches of a second straight after the restart, then the equaliser. And it's a record nobody on earth wants. An Australian set-piece. Aidan O'Neill's delivery. And under pressure from the giant Harry Sautar, Mohamed Hani turned it into his own net, his second own goal of this World Cup. The first player ever to score 2 own goals in a single tournament, 1-1, and then drama before the shootout even started. Australia's coach Tony Popovich made one of the boldest calls you will ever see. In the 119th minute, he subbed his goalkeeper. The informed Patrick Beach, who had been excellent all night, off veteran Matthew Ryan, on, purely for penalties. It backfired spectacularly. Egypt were perfect, 4 from 4, and Mohamed Salah sealed it with an ice-cold Panenka, dinked straight down the middle with a nation holding its breath. Sautar and 18-year-old Lucas Harrington missed for Australia. 4-2. The Pharaohs into the last 16 for the first time ever, and their reward is Lionel Messi. Pick a side. That keeper swap. A bold idea that just ran into a perfect shootout, or an unforgivable gamble that cost Australia the World Cup. And the bigger one. Can Salah's Egypt actually shock a wounded Argentina on Tuesday? Both teams played 120 minutes today. 4 days rest each. Everything is level. Comments. Go if you're loving these knockouts. Do us a favour. Subscribe to Pitchside FC and hit the bell. A fresh breakdown and a fresh debate every single morning. Colombia took the last spot in the round of 16, and they did it with total, suffocating control. 1-0 against Ghana, and honestly, the scoreline flattered Ghana. Luis Suarez, the Colombian Luis Suarez, on inside 10 minutes for the injured Jean Cordoba, beats multiple defenders down the right and floats across to the far post, where Jean Arias sweeps a first-time finish into the bottom corner. 1-0, and in truth, game over. 61% possession for Colombia. Ghana, 0 shots on target all night. Their keeper, Lawrence Atizigi, made 7 saves just to keep the scoreline respectable. Colombia lost striker Jean Cordoba to injury inside 10 minutes because his replacement created the winner within 6 minutes of coming on. Colombia glide on to face Switzerland in Vancouver. Quick one before we move on. Colombia, 5 games, still purring. Luis Diaz leading the line. Are they the most underrated team left in this tournament? Quick golden boot check, because there is a new outright leader. Messi's strike takes him to 7 for the tournament. clear of Mbappe on 6. Kane and Haaland lurk on 5, both still alive in these knockouts. And remember the rule: if it finishes level, assists decide it. This race is going to the wire. Time for the pitchside player of the day. And today, it's a three-way argument. Contender 1, Mohamed Salah. Ice in his veins. A Panenka in a World Cup shootout to send Egypt into the last 16 for the first time in their history. Contender 2, Vozinha, the 40-year-old Cape Verde goalkeeper who denied Messi one-on-one and made a nation of 500,000 believe they could beat the world champions. And contender 3, Jean Arias, whose clinical finish sent Colombia through without a scratch. For me, it has to be Salah. The stakes, the history, and the sheer audacity of a Panenka with your entire nation holding its breath. That is legacy stuff. But honestly, if you vote Vozinha, I get it. A 40-year-old keeper walking away from this World Cup as a global cult hero. So you tell me, who's your player of the day? Pick a side. And before we look forward, take a breath, because the round of 32 we just watched might be the best single round in World Cup history. Think about what it gave us in 1 week. Belgium, 2-0 down to Senegal with 5 minutes left, winning on a penalty in the 100 AND 25th minute. The latest winning goal ever seen at a World Cup. Harry Kane, 2 goals in 15 minutes to save England and pass Pell on the all-time scoring list. Cristiano Ronaldo at 41, scoring his first ever World Cup knockout goal, the oldest man ever to do it. Norway through a Haaland winner, and Egypt through Salah's Panenka, both winning a knockout tie for the first time in their entire histories. If the round of 16 is even half as good, we are living through an all-timer of a tournament. And the round of 16 doesn't wait, because 2 ties kick off today. First, co-hosts Canada against Morocco. And here's the spice. The bookmakers and the models actually make Morocco the favourites. Then tonight, giant killers Paraguay, the team that knocked out Germany, run into a France side that has looked ruthless, with Mbappe desperate to snatch that golden boot lead straight back off Messi. And David against Goliath. Round 2. What a day. And with that, the round of 32 is done, and the last 16 is officially set. Canada-Morocco and Paraguay-France today. Brazil-Norway tomorrow. Haaland against the 5-time champions. Mexico-England at the Azteca. Portugal-Spain, the Iberian Derby. USA-Belgium in Seattle. Switzerland-Colombia. Argentina-Egypt. Messi versus Salah. The case for Egypt: they have history's momentum. A keeper and a defence that ground out a shootout. And in Salah, a superstar playing what is surely his last World Cup, with absolutely nothing to lose. Both squads played 120 minutes today. Both get 4 days. Everything is level. So, who survives Atlanta? And after that great escape against Cape Verde? Hand on heart, do you still trust Argentina to go all the way? Pick a side. Drop your pick in the comments and argue it out. We read every single one. And the best takes get pinned. Subscribe to Pitchside FC. Turn on notifications. Daily World Cup breakdowns all the way to the final. Pitchside FC. Pick a side.